There's flip sides to these dynamics of people. I'll give you an example of people, though. The planet could be a human, too. This is philosophy discussions. These are all philosophical, fictional discussions. But I'll talk to you about this. Could be useful. Could be important. Could be some validity to it. Listen to this, though. People are odd. Odd crap. The planet could be a human. But no one understands this. The aliens now don't seem too powerful. Well, believe me, people are very odd. Cowboys and aliens alludes to something powerful about humans, too. Alludes to something. Humans and aliens go way back. There's giant humans, too. Giant humans. Really big. Huge. Like space age shit. Huge things. Humans are so weird, like Bruce. Like the planet could be Bruce as a guy or a chick. Doesn't matter. He's huge. She's huge. It's an odd. Humans are odd, really, but they're cool. Like if you're cool, you're cool. Now check this out. Humans are complicated. No, not much has been discussed about humans. See, Anat's a deity in Egypt. About humans, though. Anat. Look that up. Yeah. Is a deity of humans in Egypt, though. A human deity. Not alien. A human one. She is very unusual, too, and very cool. Very big woman. Big woman. Now, very ancient, too. Now, check this out. Going to these dynamics of people. People actually have a complexity to them that's so complicated. 40,000 men can like a woman, too. And do the similar deal thing with like a Java or something, an alien like a Java, to get that woman going. They just pick a woman. Now, dynamics get screwed up. They're well aware they're getting fooled because they're men. They're like tougher about that crap, about a deal, because all they've done in their existence is work for their check, work for their cash, work for their deal. However way they do it. And what men figure out is all they get is that. And a cuckoo clock, of course, a cuckoo clock. The fake bird coming out. Not even a bird, like that. Like that. All right, like watching a train go by. Now, not that good either. Men crack up at why they get bored too, because they never score right either. It can make men crazy too. And women can make men crazy. Women can make women crazy more. And men more too. Now it goes to the giver and bearer of life. The bearer of life is women. The giver of life is men. Now wait a minute. These are the reasons why things get complicated, really. All right. You want to know a complexity, though. It goes back to a complexity so great about the human and about the alien. The alien gets involved to not get involved. That's the nature of the alien. You have to know the nature of the alien. The human won't help the human for a dime, really. And then there's stories that they have, but not for the better of the human or the humans that want to get involved. It's the same premise, not for the better, but what happens, though, doesn't change. I'll tell you why, though. I'll explain why, even if the deal is fault-culted or not correct or defaulted. I'll tell you why, though. The first one that I wrote is why. The first one that I was talking about is why. The times of bitches, the exister of the times of bitches, talking about the Garden of Eden in the Bible. Yeah, and it goes back to the gardens of Isis. You want to go that far? ISIS, yeah. Gardens of Isis. Women are like that too. The Garden of Isis, a little. That's tougher for women, though. More ancient. Now, I'll tell you this. It's still God, though. It's still God. But the problem is no one understands it. No one understands the problem. No one understands the problem. It looks like men have a problem, too. No, not what you think. Men have a problem with attractivities too, and that they hide it the most. They're pissed off. It goes to Adam too. It goes to Adam too in the garden, but not in the garden. Out of the garden. And that's a more complicated decipher. I don't know how people can decipher that, but it goes to the times of Joseph too, which people do know. Joseph and Mary, the father is the father of mother of Jesus. But it goes to the Son, the Father, and the Holy Ghost, which bugs men out. In 40 days, 40 nights, right? The problem is, why 40,000 and why 80,000? And then it goes to these numbers that are mystical. And the reason why is it blends like a whirlwind in mysticism, like a wind, like a wild summer wind or winter wind or spring wind or fall wind. You see my point about how annoying things can get? But check this out. The problem is Kundalini does that to people too. She does this. She's not the bad thing. She just doesn't want to be in it. She's in it to not be in it in the future too. She doesn't want to be in this race. But what is she talking to you about, really? She's talking to you about something more complicated, about a bigger problem, like wheels. The wheel, everyone always wants to understand like a wheel of life. There's a book called Wheels of Life by Enodia Judith. But I talked about that before. But you can't, the wheel doesn't move for anyone. Doesn't help you, doesn't help anyone. And neither does the Bible. These are what? Not illusions. These are like circumstances. Really. The wheel, we're all in a wheel of life. Doesn't move for anyone. That's another reason why your circumstance doesn't change, really. The problem is this. When you get that far in a circumstance, you're really like a gerbil running in a little gerbil wheel, a little playful wheel of a gerbil that people created for a gerbil or a mouse or whatever, like a little mammal. They just keep on running around in circles like a treadmill. The problem is that's what happens to everybody eventually. And then I can make this point on a comedy note. When you get too far in life, you don't want to. A good movie to watch on that is Devil's Advocate with Al Pacino and Keanu Reeves. Watch that. It's getting too far already, the conversation that I'm having with people, but it's not getting too far because I'm working on something minimal. I'm working on a complexity. Look, why do you think people buy treadmills anyway? Because they realize they can go running. If they're runners, they can go running. Treadmills are nicer on the joints. But treadmill's boring. You need just looking at the wall. When you go running, it's more interesting. But that's the point I want to make here. When you spend your life as a hermit or as a caveman, you're not experiencing existence. You're not experiencing. You're safer, smarter to be. But what's the point of spending your life looking at the four walls? And then why do you know there's more out there? Look, I'll give you an example of comedy. It moves a certain way, the problem, but it doesn't get far. I can help people. I can help myself, but I can't get out of it myself. Because it's not written in stone. It's not carved in stone. Nothing's carved in stone with people really too much, really. I know you might think in Egypt a lot happened. A lot did. That's exactly what I'm talking to you about. Whatever occurred back in the day, we're not a part of it. We weren't there, I don't think. I don't think we were there, really. I think we were there. We're more modern people. But let me tell you this. Whatever gets etched in stone is pretty much why we're that fucked. And believe me, search for it. You don't have to go too far out of your house to find anything. Believe me, people have done this. I have done it. There are reasons why carved in stone matters. It does matter. It does matter. Because whatever happened back in the day is why we're still in the damn problem ourselves. Because it's not about if your mother and father takes your crap or not, because you might not need it. I find out later in my life that it backfires my crap. But the problem is this: if the plans keep on leveling to nowhere, what does that mean? Another damn treadmill.